Well, obviously, first, I have to self-promo every freaking where. Hello, time travelers. I'm going to be taking apart my RTX 3080 Ti. This is an MSI Ventus 3X because it gets hot when I'm mining and then stops mining or whatever, and it keeps going back and forth. Lines going up and down. By lines going up and down, I mean the histogram. All right, self-promo. I got to get on the YouTube. Check, 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 check. Where's my Discord? That's right. Oh, Discord is so awkward. I am streaming right now, if you are interested, period. I am taking apart my graphics card, comma, and changing out the thermal pads. No, I want the clipboard. All right, that's enough self-promo. Gotta go back to YouTube. That's enough self-promo. Go back to YouTube. Oh, good. I already have 2 viewers. Loade and the IT guy. Verify if you guys can hear me. Yeah, you guys tell me in chat if you can hear me. The meter's working in OBS, but I just want to be sure. Wait a second, turn the volume up on my phone. Durr. Testing, testing. White noise, it's a space heater. I'm going to turn that off. Tell me, does that sound better? Oh, can't hear it much? Tell me, does that sound better? I'm not going to be down here that long anyways. But if it does start getting bursies, I'm going to turn the heater back on. So there's this guy on YouTube, and his channel name is called JimRPG. And he's the one that I saw the video about how the G6X has thermal problems. And he finally got Micron to respond and talk about what temps it should be at. And this is my 3080 Ti. and it hits 110 degrees, just exactly like my 3090 did, and it quits mining instead of throttling itself and turning the hash rate down. I think it might be because I'm using a different mining software, but whatever. And this guy who made this video also made this other one about tearing down another Ventus 3X, which is a 3090. So I got the same thermal pads that he was talking about, which are in this bag, which I should hide my address, lol. I'm going to remember to go back and blur that. Duh. Genius. Yeah, I understand what you meant, LaWade. I always do noise reduction on my videos too, so people don't hear too much white noise. But you didn't know this, or you might not have known this. LaWade's a pretty clever person though. But white noise is important. It's called a noise floor, and you have to have some noise floor or the human brain wants to reject the audio. Oops. Well, LaWade, did your system for modding the 3DS have a way to back up the current firmware before you put on a custom firmware? If not, you should go make a website and call it failblog.com and put in a few entries. You can, so IT guy, you still hear the same white noise? All that is like some fans in the house and stuff. Hey JJ64, it's cool to see you in the live stream chat. Usually on Fridays, since I work a Monday through Friday job, it's hard for me to do a live stream because I'm all chilling. Yes, always back up your NAND or whatever you're modding. Like, what's the most recent thing that I worked on where I had to back up? I can't remember. What's funny is the universe works in a funny way. If you back up your stuff every time, you'll never need it. It's like the universe knows. Yeah, it only takes 10 minutes. You're right, Blade. Now, I'm trying to remember what JimRPG did. Because these 4 screws are for the GPU itself. Oh, it's got a screw on the other side. That's some communist stuff right there. You see that? It's got screws right there. Like, how do I get to them? Like that? Gets louder then quieter. That's weird. The IT guy, because on this end it's the same. So I'm gonna go turn that space heater back on. You tell me if it gets louder. Before I break this card. Don't want to break it. Oh, I just turned off the dehumidifier. RTX 3090, change your thermal pads. This is the one I was talking about. He did a long video and then he did a short one. I just want to see what order the screws come off. So he does that. Blah, 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 blah. What? Okay. Still not. Oh, so that only holds the backplate on, probably. Yeah, when I got up, the IT guy, when I got up, that was the dehumidifier, I realized. So I cut it off. Relative humidity in the basement right now is 51. It could be a little bit lower, but around 50 is where it's safe for electronics. Should be anyway. All right, the GPU's not holding down. Let's see how well these fan power connectors come out. Oh, the way did have a backup. Oh, I remember what I had to do a backup on before I bricked it. Modding the BIOS on GPUs, duh. If I had two PCs and an Elgato so that I could capture the HDMI from one to the other, then I could stream modding the BIOS. I hear it going, come apart. Oh, there's one more screw that I missed. Right here. What a weird pattern for the screws. That was easy. Okay. I do remember something from JimRPG's video, which is, I am sitting in the fall apart chair. He says, do the backside of the card first to make it easier. Put this fall apart chair over here. Grab the other one over by the green screen. Oops. I knocked over a light. Put that back. No, Wade. I saw you change your name and your icon, and I was just kind of. I have this personal thing, like once you choose a name, don't change it, because then everybody gets confused. I mean, there's only one thing worse than changing your name on a platform that you've been on for a long time, and that's making a new account and sending friend requests to all the people that are already your friends on the first account. But tell me, was it Elemental Plays this picture you changed for the lols? Oh, I got the stupid display capture. There we go. Figure out how this backplate comes off. Fake notification icon. There's some really bad April Fool's jokes that I saw on the internet today, like NZXT making a fake handheld called The Hand. Dumb. That should be it. Plop. There's no memory on the back of this card. Dang it. I'm going to grab a caliper. I'm blind. Oh, there it is. Disassembling digital caliper. These look like 3mm to me. Let's just be sure. Look at this. Disassembling. Weird Chinese brands or whatever. Definitely not American. It was already on. Okay, anyways. This is 1.8. I don't believe you. .5, so it's probably 3. Like, the first problem I see is if I change these, how do I know exactly where to put the new ones? Because they're not going onto anything on the back here that I can tell what's going on. They look goopy and wet a little. Lol. Speaking of goopy and wet, of course you have nearly 2,000 mentions. You're active in Discord, Wade. Like you put a bunch of cool stuff in my Enjoy This Random Thing channel. I got a piece of bug in my card. It's a bonus treasure. Look. Piece of bug. It's like a wing. Toss. I was planning on keeping that. Lol. Now this card has somebody can Google it and correct me if I'm wrong. 12 gigs of RAM, VRAM, and the 3090 has 24, which is like a stupid amount of heat generation. Weird. It's like not all shiny and silvery. There's like a blurry spot, like somebody lapped it. Anybody here ever heard of lapping a CPU or a GPU? So where you get super fine sandpaper and you just go like this forever and ever and ever until it's super flat. That way it gets better thermal conductivity to this thingy. What's it? The heat sink. Look at all these thermal pads I have to replace. Germany Christmas. I dropped thermal paste down in the fan. Oh, there it is. Toss. I said toss. It stuck to my finger. Wipe. Right, Lloyd? Or maybe that bug wing is from the factory, because I don't see the rest of the bug in here. There are different parts of the GPU manufacturing process where it has to be inside of a clean room, and other parts where it's just doesn't matter. You can have the warehouse door open and bugs flying around or whatever. Well, that's mostly done. Where's my thermal pads? It fell! They fell! So JimRPG said get 2 packs of 2mm, one of the 1 and one of the 3. And he says these are good because they're 12.8 watts per meter Kelvin. That's a... I've heard it said on YouTube channels before, but I'm still not 100% sure how that works. But it means how much heat it can dissipate, or how much heat can flow through it, I guess. Did a screw just fall on my foot? A screw tried to fall down my shoe, and I caught it in my sock. Be more careful! Alright. But I drew a diagram from his video, and the memories are 2mm. So let's do those first. But it goes like this, right? Where's the caliper? .85, so yeah, 2mm. You guys can see that, 2mm. So I'm so scatterbrained. I wanna go somewhere I'm not so scatterbrained. Caliper. They're all going to be the same width, which is like 17. because you want overlap. So I'm just going to cut a big long line of 17. There was a human who died from mining because his room got so hot he had severe damage and caused him to no longer be compatible with life. Compatible with life. Dude, Lloyd, during the summer last year when I was mining, it'd be get up to like 92 degrees Fahrenheit in the living room, and I didn't care. I'm from Arizona. And Charlie / Elemental Place, he's like, yeah, I'm fine. Then I thought about it. I was like, maybe I should take my Windows AC apart and check it out. And there was this thick layer of crust behind, covering the exterior heat exchanger, and I scraped it off. That's going to be about 13 millimeters. So 52. So another 52 by 17. So Lloyd, do you ever see yourself tinkering, like maybe someday taking stuff apart and soldering or modding things like that? No, not quite long enough. Well, someday, when you start actually taking stuff apart and modifying it physically, grab you a caliper. I've built things where I couldn't figure out where to drill a hole for something, and I used a caliper to measure the exact measurement of like the middle of where the drill hole should be. I went around the outside and then scratch an X with a penknife and then drill it, and it's perfect. I built an RGB light that way and also a guitar pedal. I need to get back into doing music. That's trash. Is this even 17 millimeters? It's 15. Might not be enough. If I'm super precise when I put it down, it'll be enough. See, like, if I lay this on here and draw a line, I could be off by a little bit. But if I instead take this caliper and I call it at 38, and then put the caliper down next to what I want to cut, another thing I know about NAND is that the first PS3 I wanted to modify did not have a NAND chip. It had a NOR chip. Nobody knew how to overwrite it. But everybody online who sold the service to overwrite it said, we will have the ability soon. And I couldn't figure out why they kept saying that until I found the device they were using to overwrite the NAND chips. No, it's the other way around. Mine had a NAND, and they made one for a NOR, N-O-R. But anyways, the guy who made the NOR chip, Flasher, made a website. And on the website, he said, I'm working on the NAND version, which will come out soon, but he didn't have a date on there. And that website stayed up there in that state forever and ever. And he never made it. Jerk. All right. I can safely take these old ones off. This card only, for the most part, doesn't overheat unless I'm mining, but it has gotten hot while editing. I bought it for editing, and I'm thinking of buying a AMD card that has more memory but isn't stupid like a 3090. I'm thinking of getting a 6900 XT. I got one on my shopping cart at my Micro Center. All right. Let's do the MOSFETs, which are 1 millimeter. Let's put these 2 millimeter ones back in the package for future shenanigans. Don't slide off, Protectomator. You're forever in this scene. Toss. I said toss. All right. What are we doing? The MOSFETs are These little chips down here. That's a lot of power delivery. These are capacitors and those are inductors. Okay. Thank you, JimRPG, for explaining the things. Peel. All right. Caliper. All right. Protectinator. Yep, protectometer. That's a word that came up a long time ago, Brian, for when you had stacks of CDs and it had that fake CD that's just a plastic thing on the top. I was like, that's the protectometer. Yeah, that's definitely 1 millimeter for the MOSFETs. I got stuff falling down over there. I'll clean that up later. Come off. Old thermal pad. Your watch per meter Kelvin is probably not enough. Put this aside. Got the 1 millimeter stuff and the caliper thingy. Let's go for 6 millimeters. That's going to be a skinny strip. And this is probably going to be the whole strip. Yep, it's the whole thing. The whole length of it. Oh, and hey, Brian, it's really cool for you to stop by. A parachute. If you cut the wrong wire, the plane will crash. There's like 13 red wire. I'm like a red wire, green wire kind of guy. There's like 13 red wires. Can you guys guess what movie that's from? Nobody? Go to a different room, Brian. Do you live in a tiny house like me, except with no walls? Next, I'll try to stream sooner so people can watch. This is a family-friendly channel. Just on Fridays when I get off work, I just want to like move slowly. Right, the IT guy. Of course, he's actually a friend from church, so I'll probably be hanging out with them later, random times. Ooh, that looks a little thin, but it gets squashed and smashed. So next one I'm going to cut 7 millimeters wide. Don't cover the screw hole. That's where the screw goes. Slice. Stab. Slice. Okay. Toss. All right, stay there, thermal. What's it? Caliper. I'm always putting stuff down in different places. Oh, right there. .98, and then draw inside of that. Why, Luade? You need walls to live? I remember when I went to this one high school and they wouldn't let the students leave the lunchroom during lunch break. And I was going to do something because I got bored and wanted to, I don't remember what. One of the teachers caught me in the hallway. And he told me to go back. I'm like, confined to a small space, our minds are reduced to a feeble state. And he was just blinked at me and went, what? It was a tiny high school with a tiny little lunchroom. But these guys all need 3mm chonker ones. Oh, it's to play I'm living in your walls. There's a bug! Get out of there, bug! You're not in this scene! Get out! I'll grab you with tweezers. If you don't... Oh, you're in a spot where I can flick you. That works. Flick. And those are thermal thingies, too. What do they go to? See? Yeah. They go to those two little guys. You know what? I'm not going to mess with those. But these, I'm going to mess all up in with them. With words that make more sense than what I just said. Oh, they're all like stuck and icky in the freaking... Come out. How you do this? Like I'm literally slicing it through it because it's been melted to the freaking what do you call these things? Fins. The fins. And if I cut with this pen knife at an angle, it will put a nick in the fins and then it'll catch and I won't be able to get stuff out. This is weird. Weirdness. Are you... Alright, Brian. See ya. Guess he's not allowed to go in another room and watch YouTubes. I'm using the iFixit spudger now. It's a little more efficient, but I still have like gook stuck in between. Oh, it's not in between the fins. They actually have metal in there. Kind of, I guess. Yeah. Come clean. I gotta find a faster way to do that. Let's get this one. Oh, that one's gonna be a butt to get out. Come out, whatever you are. don't want to take it apart. What I need is a flathead screwdriver. I has one right here. I probably need to update the custom firmware on my PS3. Funny thing about my PS3, because the first one I was talking about earlier, the NOR flasher, they never made a NAND flasher. I sent that PS3 to somebody on eBay, and he kept saying, I'm going to do it, they're going to do it, I'm going to get the thing and do it soon, and he never did. And I made the mistake of waiting after the 30 days to ask for it back, and he never sent it back. For all I know, he bricked it. Then I got another one after this different exploit came out, where you didn't need to take it apart and put a flasher on it. And I also have a Slim. Got the Slim first, actually. But its laser died soon from me ripping all my games. Games I own. I just don't like putting discs in all the time. I just want to go in a menu and choose my game. I don't know if I'm getting all this stuff out. It's like perma-gripped. Any tweeter. You know what, I'm going to focus on these metal bits, because that's what's really going to transfer heat. What they need to come up with because they have wireless microphones, they need wireless cameras. Have like a camera on my head while I work on my car and live stream that? That would be cool. It's a little corner picture of a stationary camera. Of course, I'd have to put a computer in the garage, and that's not viable in my current living situation. Come out of there, thermal gook. Oh, thanks, Loade. I thought I self-promoed. I should see Elemental plays in here, and I don't. That guy needs to check his notifications more often. Before I toss one of these, make sure it is indeed 3mm. These are 2.06. 2.62, so 3mm. I still got the 1mm out. 1mm stuff out. Gotta put that back. Yeah, I see you, Elemental plays. Like sometimes I text you, send you a DM, and I don't get a response for days. The thing is, you're taking text messaging and DMs and like that for granted. I didn't have that when I was a kid. And my parents be yelling at me, wherever you go, you got to find a phone and call us, so we know when you're going to come home or whatever. So we know where you're at in case something happens. But since everybody's come accustomed to DMs and text messages and stuff, you got to be able to answer them. Otherwise, you're pretty much in a black hole. You're cut off from your family and your friends and stuff. It's not like apps don't show you with bold text the unread stuff. You know the difference between read and unread. And if you're busy, just don't respond, or just say something really short. Or don't entertain a conversation, you know. Trying to get this up. Maybe it start coming up. It will grab some more of it and come up too. Maybe the toothbrush. It's effective. Toothbrush plus Lysol wipe. It's effective. Ooh, it's shiny over there now. Come out, old thermal pads, residues. You've been upgraded. Oh, that sucks, Elemental Plays, man. And I was telling you before about Visual Studio from Microsoft, and they even have a free version. I don't know what the current one's called, but with its IntelliSense, it will tell you the line number where the error number is, where the error is, and even have a button for you to click to go straight there. And I developed in Visual Studio for like 3 years before somebody told me you can put a breakpoint where it puts a little red dot over on the side, and the code runs all the way up until that spot and then pauses and shows you the code. And you can hover your mouse over variables to see what value they are at any given moment. And then press F10 to step to the next step in the code. Let the code run a tiny bit. It's freaking insane and useful. So Lysol wipe with the toothbrush, that's the way. Everybody put in chat, this is the way. If you should try JavaScript, it tells you where the error is, but it's wrong most of the time. At least for the IDE you use. Well, it always told me the wrong line, and you would never guess. See if you can guess what I wrote JavaScript in. See, IT guy knows this is the way. What's that is from? I hope you guys are still around in a few months when I'm done editing the Book of Emo, because we say this is the way on that. Come out of the cracks. You're taking a shower right now, and you got to make sure you clean your cracks. All of them. Wade knows this is the way. Can everybody tell Charlie how cool The Mandalorian is? Because he wouldn't watch it with me. I can bring you in hot, or I can bring you in cold. It's your choice. Oh, toothbrush for the win on that one. That one's done real fast. And this one's in the awkward hole. You gotta shove your cleaning device in your hole and clean all the cracks. You want stinky poo-poo butt. Toss. All right. That looks beautiful now. Mostly beautiful. Toss. Now all of these take 3 mil. He said I only needed 1 pack of 3 mil. I hope he was right, because it's the only 3 mil I have, even from leftovers from doing other cards. Battery is just over halfway on my mic receiver. So that's 2 pieces, isn't it? That's the only one that's 2 pieces instead of 1 long one. These, let me see. Element applies Jesus crust. An electronic toothbrush like a sonic hair. Okay. Charlie, what is wrong with you, dude? Are you talking about Elemental Plays? Something he did about his script errors? What are you talking about, the IT guy? That looks like 72. That looks like 72. And that is not 72. That is more than 72. It's 7. Scooch over. Oh, I need to shorten it down to 72 millimeters. Oh, this 3 millimeter stuff is thick. Thickety thick, 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 thick face. From Thicktown, Thickvania. That's a Doctor Who reference. Oh yeah, you need to watch the Mando with your pops, no excuses. We watched all of the Rick and Morty though. Caught up on that, so maybe we can go back and watch season 1 and season 2 of the Mando Oh, it got all skinny over there. No! Toss. We'll save it. Lay it somewhere. What happens? It's all crooked and ugly. Stupid crooked cut. Lizzo. Alright, Gina Carano. Wasn't she on The Mandalorian? But what's Lizzo? See, it's trying to come out of it instead of cutting straight because it's all thick. It's thick like thick things. Don't look her up, you'll regret it. Okay. I got to try to center it so that when it gets smashed down, it spreads out. Now this piece that I cut earlier that is too skinny on one end might have usable part that I could use for right here. .36. Yay. Made use of. That poor capacitor right there doesn't get any thermal love. Looks like I could put a piece on it. There you go, I love you too, guy. And that one's like 78. Terminate Christmas. So when it comes to this 3mm stuff, you don't want to just cut it straight with scissors, because it's going to bind and go sideways on you. You're going to waste it. It looks like the backplate also uses, yep. Well, no, it looks like it's even thicker. It's 3.5. It's definitely 3.5. Wow. Yeah, no stealing. You have a good, enjoyed this random thing? Goodness, okay, good. Something for me to look at tomorrow. I got a busy day planned for tomorrow. Part of the motivation why I wanted to get this done today, besides not wanting to stream at the same time as Elemental plays. I need a tiny square or a rectangle for right there, which is how big? Eight by 11. $14. $68 by 14. Why did I shrink it? I need you to stay there. How much total do I have? 22. So I can only do 11 wide. It's 10. Yeah, okay. So I have to like perfectly cut this down the middle. Yeah. So that I have enough to cover both sets of inductors. 22 millimeters wide. So I have to cut it exactly down the middle, or I've screwed it up for one side or the other. Because this stuff is barely enough. So a little bit beyond, so 11.27, so I have a line that's actually in the middle. Hey, anybody who's in live chat right now, can you please go give me a like on the video? Forgot to ask earlier. I'm gonna. Can you guys give me some likes on this stream? There we go. All right, look at that. 3 millimeters pack was completely used up doing all of those. And those are the only 1 millimeters. Oh, still have some 3 millimeter right there. Dang it, thought I was done. I already know that's 7 millimeters wide. .6. Give me a comfortable breathing room. Of course I'm a like monger, because I X'd the thing and then I only saw 0. And then I pressed mine and I only saw 1. So now I have 7. So that means 6 people are watching, even though my thing says 3 people are watching. So thanks, 6 people who are shy and not chatting. That's cool. Like monger. You can't like the video twice. Check my DMs. I'd probably say the left one. What's her face from Mandalorian? That kind of thick. The other one is just like Come on. Eat chicken and broccoli only for a couple weeks. If you dare. The hardest thing about chicken and broccoli only diet is stress at work. There are so many jobs that you can work at where people expect you to change things that are outside of your control. And IT help desk is definitely one of those. Ask them the question of what they mean by thick, because thick is a loose term. There we go. That's all that's left of my 3mm. This pitiful, weird shape. Where are you, 3mm package? That's the 1. That's the 2. I got a whole unopened package of 2mm. I swear, the ones on the backplate look like 3.5. Of course, I was going off a video of a guy doing a 3090. I'm going to go on his video and put some comments and tell him that it is not 2mm on the backplate. Thermal paste! You're in this scene. A friend of mine asked me about fixing the thermals on one of his cards, and I'm like, send me a picture of your computer, and it's all full of dust. And I might be going to help him do this on one of his cards, because I finally got around to asking what model he had. And it's a Power Color Red Devil 6900 XT. I have a Power Color Red Devil 5700 XT that was having bad thermal issues, and after I changed the thermal pads and the paste, it gets better thermal performance than the other cards. Because it's got a beefy cooler on it. Just didn't have good heat transfer. And I saw also on JimRPG's video that you want this to be super thin. All you're doing is adding additional material between the two surfaces so that it fills in all the gaps. You don't need it too much. Yeah, he put a 6900 XT in a dusty PC, the IT guy. It's his first PC that I helped him build in 2016 before I had a YouTube channel. Is it, Wade, is that an actual PC, a desktop, or is it a laptop? And the real question is, what do you need 64 gigs of RAM for? You're going to have like 16 VMs? If you were making YouTube videos and knew how to utilize that RAM, I don't know how to do that. Because some YouTubers have 128 gigs RAM, and I'm running 32 myself. So we're going to put the backplate back on first. It doesn't go that way. It goes this way, guy. That's the wrong bit. You're right. That's why I'm having him take care of that before I either go over to his house or he comes over here. I'm having him vacuum it out. It's like sometimes you can do something for somebody. Sometimes you gotta tell them what they need to do and then let them do it on their own. Especially something that requires annual maintenance, like cleaning out the dust in your PC. Too bad he's not in the chat right now. Is that not the screw for that hole? Maybe it's this longer one. There we go. Yeah, it's not economical to have 64 gigs RAM. Yeah, biannual. I like to actually turn my machine off and go and use Q-tips once a year. But then 2 or 3 times a year, I just go over it with a shop vac, and now I have like the kind you have for your car that I've been using randomly. I just don't like the amount of dust on it. I want it to be pretty. And I just You have money to burn. Wow. Do you do lots of chores for your allowance or whatever? All right, that's together. One last check that there's no thermal gook stuck here. Okay. Put it back together. Now, there's a trick you can do to make the wires easier. That works on some cards. Is you plug the wires in firsters. Speaking of VMs, you guys, I have 32 gigs of RAM. I'm only using 52% of that, and I have 30 tabs open in my browsers. Yeah, that's me most of the time. When I'm editing, though, I need to double check the performance in Task Manager, see how much RAM it's using. But I did shoot a video, I didn't edit it yet. I shot a video where I had 2 VMs running to compare 2 different versions of Windows 10 so that people may be convinced they don't need to get Windows 11 yet. Because I was comparing Windows 10 21H2 to LTSC 2021, which is an enterprise version of Windows 10 with no store, no Cortana, no bloat, and also no bloat. Because my favorite thing is no bloat. Now this time, since you have to have the backplate on in order to put the cooler onto the actual card because of those screws on the other end. I'm going to put these screws in first, so this is all held firmly down, and then I'm going to put that pressure down with those screws onto the GPU itself, the core. Doesn't look like it's quite lining up, maybe. Yes, no bloat windows exists. It's called LTSC. It stands for Long-Term Servicing Channel. You're already subscribed to my channel, so you're going to end up seeing the video anyway. Lloyd, do you have the bell set to all for my channel? You should double check. That way you can just swipe away the videos you don't want to watch and leave the ones you do want to watch on your phone or whatever. And just watch them when you're ready. So it depends on the channel I watch and like how often I watch their videos. There's channels that I watch their videos every week that I'm subscribed to, but I turn the subscription, the bell to none because I manually go to that channel by typing in the channel name every week. But yes, okay, good. I've already filmed it because I'm prepping myself to compare Windows 21 H2 to Windows 11 21 H2. I wanted to do this video for a while, but I was waiting for there to actually be a retail version of Windows 11, not the stupid leaked one that I already did a video on. Extra screw! I do not approve. Where you go, extra screw? I don't like it when there's an extra screw. You know what? I'm not going to tear it apart again. I'm just going to be mad. I'm disappointed in myself. You made an extra screw thing. Oh, it's right there. Good. I found its hole. Go in your hole. That's your home. Sweet! Lloyd's got me set up for enjoy this random thing tomorrow. Maybe someday I can convince the IT guy to get on my Discord account so we can see all the enjoy this random things. I've been randomly doing that on my Facebook for years. Just when I find something like that, I'll put it and I'll put enjoy this random thing. And then Elemental Plays was like, you need to go on my Discord. And I'm like, oh, there's another stupid thing. I have to remember what it is. Yeah, Elemental Plays. It is a lot better. Yeah, but then I made my own server and put enjoy this random thing there. And then there was this magical person that was a Linux geek and also a very rare specimen person that understood what enjoy this random thing means. Now this looks like it's possible I have it backwards because it's getting really close to the resistors right there. It's really far away over there. And I'm paranoid. Maybe if I change out the tip to the flathead and I could scooch it. Scooched for the win! Yeah, the Robert Jean server. Elemental Play server has a couple fun areas too. Like inspirational quotes. Time to make a kill viruses smoothie. Oh, why? You got the colds? And the sniffles and the snots dripping down your face season times? I wish I could take this live stream upstairs with me. You know what I can do is put this in my computer upstairs and keep talking to y'all and boot up the machine, come back down and remote in so we can see how it's doing. Let me see. Well, I'm not really going away. Got it from your future wife. Oh, yeah. I'll post a sneak peek. You know how when you live with somebody, like a significant other, you keep catching each other's cold? I think that's why in the Bible, when the doctors back then said you need to go away from your wife and not come back together again for 40 days so that you wouldn't catch whatever sickness you had back. It's like divine whatever. What's the word? I'm taking my phone with me so I can watch the chat. That'd be cool if YouTube was multi-streaming. Like, you could see me carrying my phone and also see the webcams on my streaming PC. Yeah, took 40 days. That, and there was no actual medicine, you know. Oh! I dropped my GPU and broke the side of my case. Hopefully everybody lives. Okay. Slide the GPU in to the computer. Screwdriver. It's so hard. Why these cards gotta be such chunkers? That's the wrong hole. All right, the singular screw is in. The power cables go in. What I want to figure out someday is maybe a wireless webcam that's got strong enough signal to go through the house. And like an event like this where I know what rooms I'm going to be in, put up the wireless webcam in there. All right, power cables are in. Now on the MICRON, Elemental plays, if he's in the chat, he knows what the MICRON is. I'll show you what a MICRON is. Okay. Now I'm going back to the PC to plug in my monitors. In front of the PC to turn the computer on. Computer's on. It's displaying an output. My Discord auto-loaded. So if Wade, you want to put a preview of Enjoy This Random Thing, it'll be on the stream here in a minute. I go back downstairs. Isn't it a GPU plate holder or something? What are you talking about, Elemental Place? Oh yeah, the MICRON. It's a GPU support stand. Remember when I bought it? It came in the mail, and I was like, haha. This is MICRON, and I instantly made a short for TikTok. All right, I'm going back in the basement now. Just enjoy this random thing. 2,066 Americans were asked to point out Ukraine on a map. That's not random, bruh. That is timely. That's right now. It has to be random. Like, I don't even know what that says. It's random, but, oh, it's code in stupid font, unreadable font. That's kind of random. Look at this one. This one's funny. You okay? You barely touch your croissant. A croissant. It's not a croissant. It's a croissant. All right, here's my mining. Dude, the temp so far, this 78 right here is the VMem. So hardware info 64. Where are you, GPUs? That's the motherboard. More motherboard stuff. That's the CPU. Did I scroll past it? Those are all my drives. Here we go. Memory junction 78C. The temperature's staying at 82. That's freaking amazing. Thank you, JimRPG, for telling me the pad thicknesses and how many to buy. All right, what's the hash rate? 75. The best hash rate I could get before was 85. I am so stoked right now. Wow. Let that run for a minute and go over and see what Elemental Plays put in Enjoy This Random Thing. What? That is definitely random. Like, what am I supposed to think about that? A cowboy hat on a replica of the Eiffel Tower with trees around it. What? Thank you for supporting Jerry. I don't know. Yeah, you're right, the IT guy. I'm going to let it mine for a little bit to be sure. He's eating the tools. Yeah, it is so random. Of course he's eating the tools. They're probably just like chocolate or something. Because there's all kinds of different paints and stuff that are edible. You can paint chocolate, and you can take an actual tool and make a mold around it and then fill it up with chocolate. Ah, the IT guy. Don't not eat your yogurt forevers until it gets bad. Get nitro, and I see this sometimes. Wade / a banana. A banana. And I'm like, what? I'm not going to click get nitro. It's like, what are you dragging me into? Oh, 86. So far the max is 86 and the average is 81 on the memory. It was getting 110 before. I wonder if my 3090 would do good. I have a whole other pack of 2 mils, but I do want to see what happens if I RMA the 3090 with EVGA. If it comes back and still overheats, I can always put 2 mil pads on it from the Thermalright. $78 right now. Oh, it's 86 right now. And it's stable. It is freaking stable. I've never mined this high of hash rate on this card before. Ever. I'm going to check something and make sure it's not confidential stuff in it before I show you guys. Oh, I want sheets. All right, this is safe. I can show you. $3080. I have a 3080 LHR. No, not 3080, a 3080 Ti. And they only have an LHR model. and they thought it could get 56 because LHR are supposed to mine like half, right? So 56 times 2, 110 or so per 3080 Ti. But then you can get like 70% of that if you use a miner that knows how to defeat most of the LHR times 70%. So 78. I wrote 83 because my math was wrong, I guess. 78.4. What am I getting? 75. So let's go to Defcon, mine with Gminer. I got that. Oops. Notepad. Let's mess with my clocks. I like the core clock to 1500. There's the fan minimum is 90%. Because it was getting so hot before. Ooh, I better put this over here so you don't see my email address. What is the M clock? Minimize. RTX 3080 Ti. Ethereum overclock settings. Get Afterburner. Plus 1500. That's a core clock. Don't steal my email address. I'm going to have to blur that out and set this thing to private until I blur that out. Apply. Yeah, you're right, the IT guy. You have to throw it all away. What I meant earlier was that you just shouldn't buy stuff and just let it sit in your fridge. $77. $75. Come on, give me 70, 78. Oh, I know something interesting to show you guys. LTSC, the windows with no bloat. You guys want to see that? I have 2 start menus. Be impressed. Hey, Wade, if you're listening. Elemental Place, if you're listening. I want a sneak preview of LTSC. Another one of tomorrow's Enjoy This Random Thing. This random thing comes from Wade. And he's water cooling his laptop using USB sprayer. Because derp. Alright, you guys, are you looking? Look, here's the start menu. Fresh install of Windows 10. WinVer. Windows 10 Enterprise LTSC. See that? Look at that start menu. No garbage. No garbage at all. You guys paying attention? Store. There is no store. Cortana. There is no Cortana. And look at the calculator. It is like the calculator from Windows 2000. It is not like the derpy I'm blind people calculator from Windows 10. It doesn't make sense. I'm not saying blind people shouldn't have Windows or whatever, but they changed the display settings so everything's bigger. So why are you trying to make the calculator bigger by itself? It doesn't make sense. So it's not much to show you here because there's not much going on in LTSC. You don't have to do any cleanup on it. If you're gonna use it or deploy it to a organization or something, it's already clean. It's the most beautiful thing ever. I wanna maybe get legit copies of it and put it on my mining rigs. Next time I have to image them, I know mining rig number 3 has to be re-imaged soon because it's been acting funky. I want to check something and I can't let you guys see this. M clock. M clock plus 1500. Let's try 1300. MSI Afterburner. Reset. 0. Apply. Control S. Alt space N. No. Minimize. That's what Alt space N is. So it's been mining for a little bit. 82. It got up to 82. That's higher than my expectations, actually. And what is the LHR value? Doesn't say. Close that. I'm trying plus 1300 on the memory clock. Oh, and it says my freaking email right there at the top. What a butt. Oh, you want to see my RAM usage? Yeah, sure. I've only assigned 4 gigs of RAM to that virtual machine. Not that window. TASK MGR. Tab, tab, tab. I'm using 10 right now. So only 6, because 4 is going to the virtual machine. And the virtual machine is using 1.4 out of 4. Now, if I go to G video, wrong machine. G video, 30 days no sugar. Already 83 at 269 watts. Leave that run for a minute. Of course, if I open this thing, this is a video I was editing today that it's going to be uploaded for a week after next, I think. I think that's the plan. Of course, I have a script running in the background that kills my miner if I open Vegas, so I don't have to remember. See, the miner's already gone. But if we look at Task Manager, see the memory, see if it goes up. Yeah, you're right, Lloyd. Standard Windows usage. But look at the RAM going up now. See that? It used a couple gigs more. I'm using 14. So a total of 10. But if I go over to details and go over to Vegas, and I have noticed this. See how right here it's using about 4 gigs? If I do a lot of work in here and I'm going back and forth a lot, and after like 3 or 4 hours of editing, this number will shoot up. See, now it's over 4 gigs. Close this, close that, and my miner should kick in again. Current temperature is 50. See how the memory junction, no, the memory junction temperature drops when I stop mining? I start mining again any day now. Here it comes. It just popped in. Stop showing my freaking email address, you jerk. It's already gone up to 78. See that? 82. $81 for the hash rate. Where's the memory? And the watts, 284. Those thermal pads are freaking good. Now I'm going to throw into the mining batch file power limit 85. I'll wait till my email address goes by before. There we go. Shut up. Stop blinking in my taskbar. Don't show me hints about USBs. I know how USB works with virtual machines. Locked core clock is 1500. Alright, 36. Memory. Lock detected, unlocking. Zero mega hashes. Because LHR had to get unlocked. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. It might be my space heater. Anyone else hear the slight static noise? It's keeping my feet from freezing down here though. It is currently 63 degrees Fahrenheit in my basement. I got a really quiet space heater over there, a noisy one over there, and the floor vent in my mining room, second mining room, is pushing all of the air down over there. You can't hear that at all. It's just a fan. Because the floor vent's not hooked up. 33 mega hashes? You gotta be freaking kidding me. That's just for me trying to do 85% power limit. 85 or 300 watts. What are the watts at? The watts are correct. 295, 303. Right there. Oh, you can't see. I gotta put it past my face. There you go. 300 watts. Oh, because there's 2 G miners running. What kind of... That's gonna make it failblog.com. The website. The second entry for Lloyd's website. $283 watts. 80. Shut up! Drop down. You're not in this scene. Oh, it is your speakers? Lame. Could be a ground loop. I hate ground loops. Hey, it's my card. Same model. Lock the GPU to 1500. I already did that. They said plus 1300 on the memory. Power limit was 100%. Meh. 76, yep, that's low. Blah, blah, blah. Nice hash, Hive OS, blah, blah. Tell me your numbers. This page goes on forever. And it says invalid balls. What? What do they mean by invalid balls? Still doing close to 300 watts. Okay, the IT guy. $78. Unknown.png. All right, I'm going to try power limit 95. What does it mean when it says shared number verified on CPU? Is that in here? DAG verification passed, locked core clock, memory clock offset, power limit, mining. You gotta clarify, Lloyd. Okay. Share number. Huh. I think that means that my shares right here are verified by the pool. I know sometimes a GPU will glitch and get you invalid shares, and you won't get paid for the hash rate it's pulling. And that might be because it's returning the wrong math. I'm not really sure about that. That it was that RX 5700 XT that the first card I did the thermal pads on that was doing that. Invalid shares, garbage. All right, I'm getting 82 at 267 watts. Did you see how I did that? I was getting 82 earlier, and I figured out how to reduce the power usage and keep the same hash rate. I want to hide my email address so I can show you how I did that. Right here, power limit 95. Now some people are saying plus 1500, so I'm going to change that to a 1500. And let's see if it doesn't lock up the thing. Oh, you have a screenshot. Yeah, share number 3 verified on CPU. Difficulty. Maybe my CPU is what verifies the DAG and before sending it into the GPU's VMem. I'm not sure. A share verified on CPU. See what these Reddit jerks have to say about it. One comment. I don't know. Nobody's really saying what it is. 85! I'm getting 80 freaking 5! Guys, 85 mega hashes at 273 watts. I didn't spend that much on it. I spent like 1,200. And this one. And this one. $103.12 a month. $11 months ROI. Yeah. $89. What? Now I'm getting 89 mega hashes a second. I actually wonder if I put the power limit back to 100, will I get 90? Ah, it dropped down. Now look at the temps. 100. Still ain't no 110. Just have to watch it and make sure it stays stable. Check my phone. Go to workers. Not enough data. Oh, I'm showing this stupid AFK blue thing. Earlier it was saying 89, 88. Now it dropped to 77 because of the temperature. Why is it throttling it? No, it's 89. That's, it dropped to 77. I'm getting tired. Still 89. Now I'm going to try power limit 100. There we go. Power limit 100, and now I'm getting 91.42 mega hashes a second at 293 watts. 91.4293. One 1091. Ooh, 10.8 months on the ROI. That's if you had 24/7 mining, which I won't be because I'll be editing. And then it drops to 86. Why you drop 86? .92 mega hashes, 289 watts. Temperatures are 77 and 100. See if it holds that for the next batch, dag, job. I don't know. Words are hard. .88. Why you dropped to 88? .89. What do you guys think? Should I close the stream out now? Maybe go chill and watch a movie? Let this thing mine? Are you peeps still in there? Well, definitely had success with these thermal pads, so thanks for stopping by the live stream, you guys. Yeah, I know, Lawade. Now I have to go back and blur my video and all those times that happened. Alright, guys. I'm going to stop the stream now. Bye. Plug in the flux capacitor. ID fine with me, says Elemented Place. Alright, see you guys later. See you on my channel in the comments.